Can you buy the iPhone 11 or iPhone 11 Pro in the US for use in another country? Maybe. Let's talk about it. Hey guys, today I want to talk about buying the iPhone 11 or iPhone 11 Pro or even the iPhone 11 Pro Max in the United States for use in another country. Every year when Apple comes out with new iPhones, I make a video about the unlocked and SIM-free option available on apple.com in the US. This always leads to questions from people outside the US. They want to know, can they buy the iPhone in the US for use in another country? Some of you may know that iPhones are actually less expensive in the United States than they are in other countries. So people are looking to figure out how they could save a few bucks by buying their iPhone in the US. All right, now the first question I always get is, can I order an iPhone from apple.com in the US and have them ship it to me internationally? And the answer is no. If you look at their shipping and delivery policies, if you're outside the US, you need to shop on one of the international Apple Store sites. So that would be the site local for your country, and then you would pay, and then you would buy the model phone that they sell in that country for the price that they charge. You cannot buy the phone from the Apple Store in the US and have them ship it outside of the US. All right, next up, let's talk about compatibility. So when you buy the phone in the US, you're going to get the models that are sold in the US. What you want to understand is, what model do they sell in the US, and then what model would they sell in your country, and then how compatible or how different are those models? Let's take a look at that. I'm here on apple.com, and we'll just do it with the iPhone 11 Pro. I'll say buy, and then we'll look at the tech specs. And if you scroll down here, you're going to see this section should be coming up, cellular and wireless. And this is going to tell you what the compatibility of these phones are with the different cellular networks and the different LTE bands. And you'll see there are two models, the A2160 and the A2161. So this is the iPhone 11 Pro, and this is the iPhone 11 Pro Max. And this is the list of cellular frequencies that these phones are compatible with. Now, it turns out they build these phones to be what they call world phones. So if you take the iPhone from the US to another country, it should be at least partially compatible with the cellular networks in those countries, but it may not be fully compatible. So what you really need to do is understand what model iPhone is sold in the country that you want to use it, and then compare the specs so that you know what the differences are. And if you see a difference in the LTE bands, and then you want to check to see which ones your carrier uses in that other country, because that's going to determine how well your phone is supported on the network. So there's another Apple page, which is their LTE compatibility page. And you can see here for the iPhone 11 Pro and the iPhone 11 Pro Max, here are the two models that we were just talking about. And here's a list of all the LTE bands that are supported and the list of carriers that are supported. Now, the A2160 and A2161 are the phones that they sell in the US, in Canada, Puerto Rico, and the US Virgin Islands. Now, if you scroll down here, you'll see that they have different models available for different countries. So there's also the A2215 and the A2218. And this phone covers countries like Australia, Austria, Belgium, Cyprus, Finland, and and the United Kingdom. And then you can also see a list of the different carriers that are supported in those countries. And of course, up here is the list of the different frequencies. So if you were to compare that to the list of the frequencies supported by the US phone, and some were missing, again, just check to see whether or not those are the frequencies that your carrier uses. And then finally, I think they had a third model. Yes, they do. They have the A2217 and A2220 for mainland China and Hong Kong. Now, there may be some other differences with these phones. I think the iPhone 11 Pro and iPhone 11 Pro Max, and probably the iPhone 11 that are sold in China, support dual physical SIM cards. So compared to the phones in the US, which support one eSIM and one physical SIM. So there are often other differences as well, but primarily you want to check the cellular frequency support. Now, the other thing you can do is you can go to the Apple site for another country and see which models they sell there. So I'm on the Apple site for China, and I have it translated into English here. And then if you were to scroll down, you would see the translated specs. And you can see, in fact, here, so for China, they sell the A2217 and the A2220 models. And you can also see here for the Chinese model, it supports dual nano SIM cards. And then finally, you really want to check to see what the policies are for the country that you want to use the phone in. I've had people ask me this question from so many different countries. People want to use a phone in Iraq, in Indonesia, India, China. And on my channel, I talk about phones for use in the US. So check with your carrier and see what the policy is for bring your own phone. All right, guys, that's going to be it for this video, and I will talk to you next time.